Something that I found that works really well with law of attraction is, if anybody listens to Abraham Hicks, she was a big part of like the very beginning of my journey. And she talks a lot about the path of least resistance. And with law of attraction, you know, we think of it as this thing that we sit down to do, like, oh, I have this manifestation practice. But actually, there is no pause button on manifestation. We're always manifesting. We're always constantly creating our reality. We might have more intentional time of doing that versus being on autopilot and creating our pain or our suffering, but we're always creating. So in order to create what we really want to see in our reality with the least resistance, and meaning like for it to show up more quickly, I find that if you're going to practice this as like sitting down to do something and visualizing it and getting into that feeling of it, right? Because it's the thoughts that we're thinking combined with the feeling in our body of how it would feel to see that manifest. So kind of these two frequencies, the thought realm and the emotional body coming into coherence. We want to feel what we're actually thinking about. And if we want that to happen and come about and manifest in our reality with the least resistance, we don't want to be attached. We don't want to need the outcome. And so I find that coming into a space of what I call divine neutrality, which to me is like the energy of the divine mother. Like if you come into your heart and you really get beyond just being the mind and the body, and you really open up your heart and you have patience with yourself and you really breathe into this space. And sometimes that takes a while, right? It's not always like, oh, I just drop into it and I'm in my heart. We're reprogramming so much collectively, individually, of what it feels like to be in our heart and to stay in our hearts. But when we can get to that place of feeling love for everything around us, feeling love for our entire life experience, feeling gratitude for even our suffering, just kind of that space of being with what is, like not needing it to be something else, just this deep appreciation of like, wow, I am, and what a gift is that. And when we're in that space, in absence of needing an outcome or in absence of needing to control our reality, we can manifest a soul desire so much more easily. So then we can bring in that desire. And first, I recommend people asking themselves, why is it that I want to manifest this? Because if it's coming just from your ego of thinking like, I want this car because it's going to make me have power or success, or, you know, it's going to make people think better about me. That's fine. We all have our ego desires, but those things are not going to have as much fuel with law of attraction, with seeing them manifest, as if you have a soul desire. And the desire is more for the feeling that something's going to give us versus the thing itself. The thing is just a symbol. So the car, the house, the relationship, these are all symbols of a feeling that we're actually after. So if we can bring that feeling into our hearts and also know that the universe can show up with this feeling in so many different ways. It might not come in a relationship. It might come in you manifesting a vacation somewhere to a place you never thought of going. And you get there and, you know, breadcrumb after breadcrumb, synchronicities happen and you're all of a sudden aligned with some other reality. These things can come in so many different ways. So I encourage people, if you want to work with law of attraction, to work with it from the eyes of a child, to approach it with curiosity and non-attachment. Just like, wow, I wonder what's going to show up today. I wonder what magic the universe wants to show me. I'm just going to think about this and feel the feeling that I want. And I'm going to let it be up to the universe how it wants to deliver that to me. So that's, to me, kind of the golden equation that's worked for me the best, is not thinking so much about the thing. Sometimes use it a little bit to get into the feeling, but then just being open, just being like, wow, I wonder how that's going to show up.